The first half of Wednesday Season 2 left us with jaw-dropping twists, new characters, and perilous cliffhangers. Now, as we await Part 2, I'm here to share theories on what might happen next. One of the biggest threats heading into Part 2 is Tyler Galpin's return. Tyler warned Wednesday that if he ever escaped, Enid would be his next target. Now that he's free after brutally murdering his former handler, Marilyn Thornhill, and throwing Wednesday out a window in the mid-season finale, we can expect an intense showdown between Tyler and Enid. I believe Part 2 will bring a rematch of their Season 1 battle, Werewolf versus Hyde, Round 2. Will Tyler actually kill Enid this time? Given Enid's popularity, it's unlikely the show will permanently kill her off. She's a core character protected by some plot armor. Still, the danger is real. We might see Enid in serious peril or gravely injured. I suspect Enid will fight back fiercely, potentially with newfound confidence in her werewolf abilities. One way or another, Wednesday and Enid's bond will be tested. Perhaps Enid even saves Wednesday in return. After all, Tyler's rampage could force them to protect each other in Part 2's climax. Another wild card in Part 2 is Slurp, the reanimated zombie boy that Pugsley accidentally unleashed. In Part 1, Slurp caused carnage by eating human brains to regenerate himself. The more brains he eats, the more human-like he becomes. By the end of Episode 4, he even spoke his first words. Intriguingly, right before killing Augustus Stonehurst, the ex-Nevermore professor behind the mysterious LOS experiments, Slurp greeted him with, "Hello, old friend." Slurp knew Stonehurst in his past life, possibly as a victim or collaborator in Stonehurst's twisted experiments to steal outcast powers. So what's next for Slurp in Part 2? We'll see more of Slurp's backstory revealed because he regains his intellect. He could be on a revenge mission, targeting anyone else involved in his death or the LOS project. With Stonehurst now dead, who's next on Slurp's list? Perhaps Tyler. It will be a zombie versus Hyde clash. Or Slurp might rampage through Jericho seeking brains, which would force Wednesday and friends to deal with him.
However, a more heartwarming theory I have is that Slurp might undergo a redemption arc. He's become more human, he could recognize right from wrong. Maybe he'll even help our heroes in the final battle. One wild theory? Slurp could sacrifice himself to save someone important. For example, if Enid is mortally wounded by Tyler, Slurp might literally give his mechanical heart to revive her. A crazy idea, but it would be a dramatic full circle for the boy with the artificial heart. Slurp will play an extremely big role in Part 2. I'm excited to see where his story goes. Let's not forget Agnes DeMille, the Nevermore student who went from stalker to uneasy ally in Season 2. Agnes has the power to turn invisible, which is how she secretly followed Wednesday around. In Part 1, Wednesday exposed Agnes as her mysterious stalker, and Agnes helped with the investigation in the end. But is Agnes truly harmless now? She's clearly an obsessive fan of Wednesday, with some sociopathic tendencies, and that makes her a wild card in Part 2. I have two minds about Agnes. On one hand, she might continue to be a weird but loyal friend to Wednesday, possibly aiding in the fight against Tyler. On the other hand, her obsession could turn dangerous, especially toward Enid. Agnes idolizes Wednesday and doesn't respect boundaries. Could she become jealous of Enid and view her as competition for Wednesday's attention? It's possible Agnes might try to remove Enid from the picture if her delusion grows, making her yet another threat to Enid's safety. There's also the chance someone could use Agnes's invisibility for evil. If a remaining villain figure convinces Agnes to spy or sabotage in exchange for protecting Wednesday, she might go along with it. In short, Agnes is unpredictable. As of now, I'm leaning towards her being more red herring than mastermind, but in a show full of misdirection, anything is possible.
Nevermore's new principal, Barry Dort, has been a curious character so far. He often provides comic relief, but I suspect there's something fishy beneath the surface. Part 1 planted some subtle hints that Principal Dort might have ulterior motives. For one, he's strangely eager to have Wednesday's wealthy grandma, Hester, attend the school's big ball, ostensibly for her generous donation. He's also shown stressing about funding and was overheard on a mysterious phone call. Dort might be in debt, or owes money to dangerous people. Could it be that he's making shady deals to keep Nevermore afloat? Principal Dort's financial troubles connect to the season's larger threats. Perhaps he secretly struck a bargain with the Morning Song cult, Bianca's mom's siren cult, or with the remnants of Stonehurst's Lois project, whoever was funding those outcast experiments. If he promised access to Nevermore or its students in exchange for money, that's a ticking time bomb for Part 2. Another angle, Dort could simply be a red herring suspect in the murders. Early on, even Wednesday eyed him as a potential culprit for the avian attack. While he turned out innocent of that,
we still don't fully trust this guy. Season 2 has given the Addams family a much more central role, and I expect Part 2 to continue that trend. A major unresolved thread involves Morticia Addams and her long-missing sister Ophelia. In Part 1, Morticia is deeply concerned about Wednesday's disturbing visions and mentions her sister Ophelia's disappearance as part of the family drama. Interestingly, Wednesday discovered and helped rescue a mysterious woman from a solitary cell in Willow Hill Asylum, a woman who was highly disturbed and had been locked up for years. There's a strong theory that this rescued prisoner is Ophelia Frump, Morticia's sister, who might have been unjustly institutionalized for being an outcast or for knowing too much. If true, Part 2 could lead to an emotional Addams family reunion once Morticia learns her sister has been found alive. Uncle Fester is another wild factor. Part 1 saw Wednesday breaking Fester out of Willow Hill as well. Yes, Fester got himself locked up in the asylum. Classic QQ-air. Now that he's free, I expect Fester to play a bigger role in Part 2, possibly helping Wednesday fight the bad guys. His electric powers already came in handy against Judy, and they could be crucial against Tyler or Slurp. There are even rumors of an Uncle Fester spin-off series in development, which makes me think Fester will survive whatever chaos is coming, and maybe wander off on a new adventure by season's end. Part 2 might truly turn into a family affair, especially if Ophelia's plight ties into the main villain's scheme. Throughout Season 2, Wednesday's psychic powers have been both a gift and a curse. Her visions are growing unpredictable and dangerous. We've seen her collapse with intense seizures and even bleed black tears from her eyes during premonitions. In Part 1, these glitching powers weren't fully explained, but one idea is that since her ancestor Goody's spirit, her former guide, is gone, Wednesday is now unguided and overwhelmed by her abilities. In Part 2, Wednesday will have to confront this issue head-on. We could see her seeking help to control her visions. And who better to help than her mother, Morticia? Morticia is also a psychic. And in Season 1, we learn Morticia once struggled with visions until a mentor helped her. I suspect Morticia might finally step in and teach Wednesday how to manage the psychic episodes before they kill her. This could be a great mother-daughter moment and show a softer side of their relationship. Alternatively, Wednesday might find a new spirit guide in Ophelia or another ancestor. If the woman rescued from Willow Hill is Aunt Ophelia and she has knowledge of psychic lore or the supernatural, she might guide Wednesday through this dark time. One of the most buzzed about rumors for Part 2 is a cameo by Lady Gaga. Fans have been speculating that Gaga would pop up in Wednesday, especially after her song went viral with the show last year. According to reports, she joined the cast for a special guest role this season. Yet, Gaga did not appear in Part 1 at all. This means if the rumor is true, we'll see her in Part 2. And I can't wait to see who she plays. The prevailing theory is that Lady Gaga might portray a new teacher at Nevermore, possibly named Rotwood. In fact, one teaser snippet had fans thinking they spotted Gaga in the Part 2 preview. How might Gaga's character fit in? Given her flair for the dramatic, she could be a charismatic music or arts teacher. It would be a clever twist if Gaga's character is somehow tied to the mid-season ball. Gaga also might be playing a secret villain or an ally in disguise. Could she be an avian outcast like Judy, or perhaps a powerful witch who helps defeat Tyler? Given the show's tone, I'd love to see Gaga as an eccentric Addams relative or an outcast mentor figure. This cameo would not only thrill fans, but it might also tie into unresolved plots. For example, if she's a teacher, maybe she knows something about the Skull Tree legend or has insight on Wednesday's powers. Fingers crossed that Lady Gaga's appearance isn't just a rumor, because it could add an extra spark to Part 2's story. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos.